Hello and welcome back to Sisters, and we are continuing playing Gabriel Knight 3, The Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned. Finally, we are on day 2, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and I'm almost certain that we are starting with Grace Nakimura. I might make another save just because. Hopefully the sounds come back. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in. And yes. One thing I was waiting for, actually, I was waiting for a dream, but I think that will come later. Look, sweet, innocent Gabriel, sleeping like a little baby. What does the Grace say?
Don't get me started.
Don't. I don't think we are going to...
Oh, I think I'll let him sleep. He's not going on the tour this morning anyway.
No?
Besides, he and Mosley had a few last night.
Oh, they did. Nice.
He looks so harmless when he's asleep, doesn't he?
Oh, I was quite close. No. Do we need anything from here? I don't...
Our stuff. I brought it down from Prince James's house.
So I don't believe we need anything. Oh yes, Sydney and the computer and our...
I got 2 fingerprint kits. Gabriel's not gonna have all the fun on this case.
Yes, we are taking fingerprints, and let's grab that. Did we need to do something with computer?
I'm sure glad I got that laptop.
Yeah, I think we need...
New email.
What was the things we can find? I might actually read. These are not that long. Freemasonry. Freemasons are one of the largest esoteric societies, rivaled only by the Rosicrucians. Part of their popularity has been its development as a men's club, a place of privilege and fellowship. But the rites and history of Freemasonry remain enshrouded in the esoteric, however modern, even naive, its adherents. Freemasons claim spiritual descendancy from Hiram Abiff, the architect of the Temple of Solomon. The legend goes that Hiram, an Egyptian, was a master mason. He and King Solomon himself were the only master masons on the project. Master masons supposedly knew secret mysteries involving numbers, measures, geometry, and the magical formula hidden within these sciences. For lower masons working on the temple began to envy and covet this knowledge. Instead of working to become master masons, they decided to steal the knowledge. Late one night, each of the 4 hid outside different temple exit, north, east, south, and west. When Hiram emerged at the first exit, the lower mason demanded his secrets. Hiram refused and was dealt a death blow. But he survived and stumbled back into the temple. He tried to escape by another entrance and was once more stopped. When he refused the second mason, another lethal blow was struck, and once more he retreated. This happened 2 more times at the other 2 exits from the temple. Finally, Hiram succumbed and died. Vignettes from this story are still played out in the Masonic lodges throughout the world. The death and resurrection of their candidate signifies their death to their old life and start of their new life, in the secret knowledge of the Masons. The theme of architectural masonry continues throughout the Freemasons' rites and symbols. Some scholars believe that Freemasons are descendants of stonemasons guild of the Middle Ages, but Freemasons themselves claim an older and more noble heritage, descendancy from Knights Templar. This may have some legitimacy since Freemasonry was born in Scotland. The oldest group is Scottish Rite, and some Templars did flee to Scotland during their persecution. And what about Knights Templars? Knights Templars. The Knights Templars was a chivalrous order of the Middle Ages. The order began in 1118 during the Crusades when Hugh the Baines and 8 companions made a secret vow to protect pilgrims from the attack while they journeyed to the Holy Land. The King of Jerusalem granted knighthood to the order and gave them lodgings in the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which was built on the ancient site of Temple of Solomon. The order grew in power and wealth as they began to be involved in a kind of banking system. In 1307, King Philip IV of the France used fabricated charges of heresy against the order in order to seize their lands and wealth. Through this trial, the order was abandoned, and some Templars, such as the Grand Master Jacques de Molay, were executed. A number of modern esoteric groups, including Freemasons, claim descent from the Knights Templars. Schattenjäger archives. Grace, Templars, Freemasonry. Okay, I can't remember what was the other thing we were going to search. Do I have anything inside?
I got some Deutschmarks converted to francs at the airport. Not much to spend it on around here, though.
Okay. Let's go back to main menu. I think there was something else we needed to find. Oh, well, we could... Holy Grail. Yes. Holy Grail. The original and most famous story of the Grail is Wolfenbach's classic Percival. In the story, the knight Percival of King Arthur's court rides out in search of the legendary Holy Grail. He comes to a mysterious castle and is invited inside. There he meets the Fisher King. Wait a minute. Sorry. The Fisher King suffers from terrible wound in his thigh. Because of this infirmity, both the castle and the kingdom have fallen into disrepair and sorrow. Percival is invited to stay for a banquet. He witnesses a procession. First, a squire with a bleeding lance enters. Next come 2 squires carrying 10-branched candlestick. Then comes a damsel with the Grail. Unfortunately, Percival fails to ask the critical questions. What is the Grail? What is your favorite color? And whom does it serve? Because he does not ask, he loses his chance to access the Grail and to heal the Fisher King and his land. Later in the story, Percival rectifies his error and wins the Grail by virtue of his pure heart. Many other authors have written of the Grail. It is said in various accounts to be a chalice, a stone and platter. Some authors claim it's guarded by knights in an underground cavern. Others claim that it was a cup purchased by Joseph of Arimathea for the Last Supper and later used by him at the crucifixion to capture the blood of Jesus. Some believe those who drink from the cup achieve immortality. Oh, sorry. And vampires. Let's start with that. 18th century vampires treatise translated for German. Vampirism is the act of stealing and drinking another's blood. There are creatures which drain psychic energy instead of blood, and one might argue that these creatures are vampires, but in occult circles, such beings are referred to as succubi. For the purposes of this treatise, blood must be involved. The types of vampires can be distinguished by their purpose in seeking the blood. There are 3 basic categories: vampires who use the blood for sustenance, vampires who use the blood to steal attributes, and vampires who use the blood to gain power over their host. Vampires who require blood for sustenance. For some creatures, blood is the only viable source of nutrition. Blood is the life. Like mosquitoes or leeches, they survive off the blood of the living. Okay. All blood-drinking creatures are creatures of darkness. These include demons and monsters. Demons. Many traditional vampire cases in such areas as Hungary Yugoslavia and Transylvania can be regarded as a demonic possession of the dead. Fortunately, this form is Sibyllene entertainment seems to be dying out these days, perhaps because demons do not care for embalming fluid. When such possession occurs, living blood is required to not only nourish the demon but to keep the corpse from decomposing. Monsters. Monsters are the result of mixing human and demon blood. Such creatures are usually, but not necessarily, evil. Due to the usually paternal demon's genetics, living blood is required to sustain life. The appearance of monstrosities is increasingly rare. Vampire who consume blood in order to steal attributes. The earliest magical religions believed that by drinking the blood of a man or animal, one took one on that being's traits. Many primitives still drink the blood of the bear and lion for strength, or the antelope or deer for swiftness. Similarly, some tribes ingest the remains of their dead in order to retain their skills or spirits for the tribe. Western magicians have also been known to consume the blood of humans to steal the host's talent, wisdom, youth, or vitality. The hermetic principles behind this practice bear remarkable correspondence to modern DNA theory. See blood cults, Elizabeth of Bathory, and immortality. Vampires use the blood to gain power of the host. Blood is closely associated with person spirits or essence in many magical traditions. Because of this connection, some rituals involve stealing and using blood in manners similar to the way that hair and nail clippings are used in voodoo. It is i.e. to gain control over a subject. Well, I'm not going to read everything, but I'm gonna check. Oh, okay. I might read this. Blood cults. From Diary of English Adept Rosenklein, I have heard a whisper in the highest magical circles that a cult exists whose secrecy goes even beyond the impenetrable nine. This cult practices black magic and, in particular, and peculiar kind of blood magic. Thus have obscure but pernicious rumors surfaced about the existence of a blood cult. A group whose magic revolves around the properties of blood. Some rumors claim that this group is searching for immortality and or heightened magical power through the manipulation of their blood by magic rite. In their breeding, even imbibing the blood of others with desired powers or properties. Okay, let's check the succubi. Succubus and incubus. Incubus is the male version, if I remember correctly. I think we will find it out. Supernatural creatures who visit their victims through sexual dreams. Before Freud, disturbing sexual dreams were often thought to be the work of demons come to tempt and devout Christian to sin. The bearer of such dreams were succubi, and incubi. Let's go incubi, succubi. Female and male demons, respectively, who were sexually insatiable and would rape their victims via sexual dreams while they slept. As fun as this might sound, it could be a terrifying experience for those who believed in such things. It was believed that a visit from a succubus or incubus would drain energy, even life, from its victim. It was a very common form of demonic possession. Well, obviously. And okay, let's Bathory. Okay, it's Elizabeth Bathory, or Elizabeth, or what was their real name? Is a historical figure that has been compared to Jack the Ripper and Dracula. No small feat. Obsessed with remaining beautiful, Elizabeth invented a unique anti-aging formula, bathing in the blood of young virgins. She killed and tortured something like 600 girls, according to trial records, before she was finally arrested for the crimes. Her servants were burnt at the stake for their part in their dire deeds, but Elizabeth was walled up alive in Bathory Castle. Yes, that did happen. Well, at least part of it. Of course, the victim amount, who knows how many there were, or indeed if there were none. Anyways, it's Gilles de Rais, one of the generals of Jeanne of Arc. He was later accused dealing with devil, killing young boys, quite a lot of actually. A similar story in veins of Elizabeth Bathory. Anyways, we are not going to delve into historics of those or validity or anything like that because that is not here neither there. Immortality. Immortality of living forever has been an age-old quest by mankind ever since man realized that he, like his father before him, would one day die. The quest to escape that sentence has been on, and it has been fraught with desperation and little success. Many religions seek to assure their followers of life beyond death. That is, of the continuing life of the spirit, either through a destiny in heaven or hell, or through reincarnation back onto the earthly plane. The goal of many occult traditions has been to look for immortality in the here and now, not trusting in the promises of the spirit world. Alchemists sought to create the philosopher's stone in order to achieve immortality. Others sought the fountain of youth or the tree of life from the Garden of Eden. In the case of the latter two, it was said that the drink or the single fruit would produce immortality. In the story of the Grail, the knight who protected the Grail was granted immortality as long as he remained in its presence. There are legends regarding immortals, men or women, who have achieved immortality, who continue to walk the earth long after biological time is past. See Wandering Jew. Oh yeah, I think that was some kind of... Well, we will see that. Philosopher, let's see, alchemist, how... Mysticism, okay, this is getting alchemy. The square. In alchemy, the square presents quaternity and in general all four parts, concepts such as the four seasons, four cardinal directions, north, south, east, or west, and in the four stages of a man. If you notice, four cardinal directions, which was even in the Freemasons and the Master Builder. I think the square is something we need to know. Titled square. Oh. I thought it... Yeah, it should be tilted. He is standing on one point. That was something that Gabriel noticed in the church. Squaring the circle. That sounds familiar. Squaring the circle, like the Philosopher's Stone, was the alchemist's dream. In the geometrical representation of squaring the circle, the square is placed so that the circle fills it maximally, without breaking the square's boundaries, yes. These sounds familiar, and these are something we probably need later. Grail, yes. Yes, we know about Grail. Wandering Jew. The legend of Wandering Jew has several forms. The most basic is that during the walk to the Golgotha, Jesus stumbled under the weight of the cross and fell onto his knees. A mean-spirited Jewish shopkeeper who was in crowd berated him, saying, "Go on, go on." Jesus turned to the man and said, "I will go on, and so will you until I return." Thus the man was condemned to keep moving perpetually, living on through the centuries awaiting the second coming. This is only one version of the story, but all variants share certain features, namely that a man from the time of Christ became immortal through some connection to the crucifixion and is doomed to wander eternally. The legend was particularly popular in the 18th century with occultists. Certain court provocateurs, such as the Comte de Saint-Germain, hinted that they might actually be the Wandering Jew. Sightings of the character in fiction were commonplace. Okay, and Sangreal. Okay. Okay. I think that is enough for now. To be honest, yeah, I will not read totally everything, but so we... Let's see, what happens if we find James? No, nothing about James. Sauniere. Sonia, sorry. Um, nothing. I think. Okay, we covered Holy Grail, vampires, and Freemasons. That's a good start. Probably I missed something and apparently find something something which will be more useful later. Hopefully. Let's see. Hello. From RT Nakimura to Grace Nakimura. Grace, your father had a wonderful idea. We're going to send you an early birthday present. Tickets to fly home. How does next month sound? I met the nicest boy at the Japanese Cultural Center. His name is Ryan Mikoshi. I gave him your email. Hope you don't mind. Before you start, he's very nice looking and he's electrical engineer. He works for IBM in Manhattan. I'm telling you, the girls at the center are quite interested, but I showed him your picture and told him all about you. You know, I can make you sound good. Gee, thanks, Ma. Mrs. Willis' daughter is traveling in Europe for a year too. She's pretty but spoiled. Her parents are paying for this trip because she's got accepted at Harvard Law School, but at least she's a good daughter. This is getting better and better all the time. So now that we pay for this new email account every month, you can't write to your mother? Let me know right away about the trip. The second week of July works best because we have theater tickets before and after. We can drive over to Yale and look up some of your school friends. Maybe talk to that nice Professor Barclay. Love, Mom. Can I comply?
Yeah, I don't want to write anybody right now.
Okay. What about reply?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Well, I have to agree. Let's go to next. Greetings, Mikoshi. Hotmail.com. Okay, Euroserve.com. Hi, Grace. My name is Ryan Mikoshi. Your mother gave me your email address. She says you're taking European sabbatical. Sounds great. I don't know. I wish I could get away. I graduated with my MSEE 2 years ago and went to work from IBM 2 weeks later. You know how school loans can be. Anyway, your mother says that you're coming home in a few weeks, so maybe we can get together. She made you sound pretty interesting. People think I'm interesting too. Sounds lovely.
I really don't want to get the guy's hopes up.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to write anybody right now.
Okay. See Lama. Dear Grace, of course you are welcome to join us anytime, even if your partner does not choose to do so. But I sense that you feel tied to your current situation, perhaps without a clear understanding why. Love and loyalty are precious gifts, but they must be free and open, not sources of resentment or restraint. Destiny can also be a heavy weight, and I sense your destiny is a deep one. Sometimes we must wait for the event in which we are to participate before we can move on. I can't even read anymore. Let this thought give you patience. If you feel the path blocked beyond your ability to influence, you may need for fate to find a detour. Remember, we cannot control others. Yes, we can. Okay. Our choices belong to each of us alone. I can feel you clearly and sweetly across the long miles. I know you will find your way. I only hope that our paths cross before we are both too old and wise to learn from each other. Your friend, Catrell? I don't know. So we have a nosy mother, interesting IBM tech guy, and Destiny. Files.
We don't have any files for this case yet, but as Gabriel and I find stuff, we can scan it in.
Yeah, so we need to scan put the license plates in, hopefully find some fingerprints and other things. And we do have at least audio. Images, we don't have images, at least not yet. we can't analyze, but this is something we will do quite a lot. Translate. Fortunately, we don't have to translate ourselves. The Sydney will help us with that. And of course, we are going to use make ID, and we have suspects.
I entered these suspects last night.
We can enter. I think, yes, we are safe to make notes to these, which is quite interesting. Yes. Abbe Anno. I could actually check for the order. Larry Chester. John Wilkes. Yeah, he's Australian. Number. Lady Howard. Estelle Stiles. Abbe Arnold. Oh, yeah, yeah. Emilia Baza. Let's make a few notes. Just Kelly. Mostly. Searching something, and I don't mean the treasure. Anyways. I think that is enough. Let's see if they actually... yeah, they are there. Okay. Let's see. The order. Nothing. Order. Nothing. I don't think we can do anything just yet. At least not anything more. We might as well save. Sorry, that was a little slow, and yeah, we are going to do quite a lot on the computer, and it will take a little time. It's I feel it's a nice balance to more actiony parts. Not everybody, of course, likes that. Okay, I might be a little bit hungry. I actually looked at it was a sandwich, but I think it's a
I already have my face on, believe it or not.
Do you? Oh, this camera, come on. Up. No, I can't get it. No. Yeah, that is blocking my... Well, yeah, you do. That is one nice face. I don't think we need to do that then. And off we go. So. Interesting. Can I see anyone around here? No. somebody left me a book.
Someone left us a book.
Yes, let's try to get the
Not a
fingerprint.
bad idea, but maybe I should pick it up first.
Okay, let's pick it up first.
There's a poem in here. The arms of Jesus are the cross of Lorraine, both the blood in the arteries and the blood in the vein, both the source of grace and the clear fountain. The arms of Satan are the cross of Lorraine and the same artery and the same vein and the same blood and the troubled fountain. I think I'll leave the poem for Gabriel.
Okay. So, can we get the fingerprints now? Oh.
I wonder who could have left this for us, and why.
That is a good question, but that's definitely for us to use. I can't remember. Was the idea to...
No prints? That's a bummer.
That is a bummer. That is a bummer. Can we read it?
I want to read it in the van.
Okay, you read it in the van. Fine. That's actually fine. Can we take the prints of that?
No, I don't see any sign of prints.
No, you don't. And well. I think we are going. Yes, again, this is going to be a slow-paced game. Lots of reading, lots of talking, but that's always with these adventure games. So if you're watching this, you probably already guessed. And although I do remember parts, I don't remember everything, and there is no intention of my part to rush this through, because I want to suck in the atmosphere. I could go and introduce myself. Introduce myself to these people, but before that, I want to talk to Jean. Was it Jean? Hello there.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Welcome to Rennes-le-Chateau. I am afraid we do not have the free room at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I heard you were booked. It's all right. I'm staying in Mr. Knight's room.
Ah, I feel so silly, mademoiselle. I did not know.
No. See, we work together, and the couch in the room is really large enough, and, well, yeah, I prefer my own room, naturally, but there isn't one, so I...
Say no more, mademoiselle. Jean is the picture of discretion.
Fine.
Say no more. Jean understands. Jean is good. One thing I have to say, that the facial movement, it's actually quite good for a game like this. Sometimes, if you compare the Thief, that's more blockier, but that was blocky in even that time. But overall, the facial animation, it's lively. Very lively. They were very different. Other games had more livelier facial animations, and others not as much, like Thief. Anyways.
It looks like they're trying to get breakfast in before the tour.
That is usually a good idea.
I can talk to them later on the tour. They're eating right now.
So we are not allowed to talk at the moment.
If I wanted something that bitter and unpleasant, I'd go talk to Gabe.
Ooh, nice. Although you should drink coffee. Coffee is good. Coffee is life. Mademoiselle Boudin, I think we need to... Can we...
I can talk to them later on the tour.
But I think we need to talk to her. because we have to buy our way inside the tour.
Hi, are you Magdalene Statue?
I
Oh.
am.
I'm Grace Nakimura, a friend of Mosley's. I'd like to join your tour.
Haven't I already had this conversation? It was more interesting the first time.
You must be talking about Gabriel.
Yes, much more interesting.
Meow.
You told him it would be 2,000 francs.
For him. For you, it is 3,000.
What?
The tour leaves at 9. If you decide to come along, bring a check.
Sure. Fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes. Do you comment the paintings?
Funny. I never looked like that when I took dance classes.
What about this?
Somebody really likes Impressionist art.
Okay. I think we need to go around the museums and whatnot. But before that, can I go to talk Mosley? Yep.
He's probably asleep. We've got some time yet.
Okay, so no. So definitely no. Let's go and take a little sightseeing outside with Grace here. Ah, Emilia Baza. Always sitting here.
That's Emilio Baza. I met him briefly last night.
Does he?
Looks like he's enjoying the sun. I'll wait and talk to him on the tour this morning.
Okay. One thing I was going to check. Oh, okay, nothing. I think we start. Well, do you need to comment this?
Library. It's a bookstore.
Yes.
Library. It's a bookstore.
The funny thing is that in Gabriel Knight 1, there was actually a bookstore. Gabriel Knight owned a bookstore and Grace Nakimura worked there. Hopefully I remember that correctly. It's been a while since I played that game.
Gabriel rented it. I wonder how he managed to get the only Harley.
You don't want to know. It's long-winded.
Gabriel rented.
Can I take it?
I'm going out with the tour in a bit.
Yes, and everybody is here, so I don't. Do I need to check anything of those?
That has got to be Lady Howard and Estelle's bike.
Do you know the bikes?
It's one of the rentals. They're all taken.
Okay, I don't think we need to use time to search those. So, tour Magdala first. Oh, of course we can check the villa.
Villa Bethania, built by Saunier in 1901 through 1905. I think it says he lived here until his death. Villa Beth...
Oh. And
It's a private property sign. Interesting. It doesn't look like anybody's living here at the moment.
no. There is no one living there. If I remember correctly. A very lovely looking place. Anyways. Any comments?
I think Tour Magdala means Magdalene Tower.
That would be a safe assumption, yes. Let's enter. Nothing over there, but let's go inside. Up. Let's go upstairs. Abeano, what are you looking for?
Wonder who that is.
Oh, right.
Excuse me.
Oh, bonjour.
This place is open to the public, isn't it?
Of course, I was just, taking my morning walk. The bird watching in this area is superb.
Oh? Yeah, the scenery's not bad either. Are you with the tour group?
No, I'm Abbé Arnaud, curator of the church. And yourself, mademoiselle?
Oh, I'm with the tour. That is, I will be after this morning. We're taking a tour of the valley.
Ah, quelle chance! I was just thinking that I would like to take a drive, but my car is a miserable beast.
Well, you'll have to ask Madeleine Bouthane if you want to go with us. She's the tour group leader.
Ah, Miss Butane, of course. Yes, I believe she would make room for me. Thank you for the suggestion, Miss...
Nakamura.
Yes, thank you, Miss Nakimura. I hope to see you later.
Okay, I think...
Abbé Arnaud, he's the one Gabriel was talking about. Now, why would Prince James's men think he took the baby?
Well, that is the good
He's
question.
bird watching.
So he says. But after last night, he might be lying. Again, no idea. No idea at all. Anyways, we have met Abbé Arnaud with Grace. It's time to go to the museum then.
The museum is closed.
Oh, right, it's closed. We have to come later and...
They close at 5. The museum is closed.
Yeah, unfortunately it's closed. Yeah, I totally forgot. And, well... I'm not certain that there's anything interesting here anymore. That's the one part of the cat mystery. That's the only thing you do here, and that's it. But I think, if I remember correctly, it was... I think I read somewhere, again, I might be totally wrong, that it was part of another quest originally, but that quest got changed or removed completely, and that was a leftover which was then put on the current quest. I'm not certain. I could be making a mistake and mixing it something else. I'm almost most certain that I'll be mixing it something else. But anyways, let's see this.
Ooh, there's a little plaque above the grave.
Here's black.
Here lies Marie Denarnaud, died January 19th, 1953, at the age of 85 years. Wow.
As you can see, Grace is a little bit more
It's a
interested.
carved head. Probably a grave portrait.
A little bit more interested of the history of the area and
Abigail Sheracy, 1865 to 1893. She was only 28 when she died.
Honestly, I don't think any of these are important, at least not for now.
Duc de Rez, 1703 to 1751.
Can we...
I don't think anyone's home.
And you would be correct. And
A skull and bones. I wonder if it has some special meaning. Besides the obvious, that is. It's a window into the church.
well, we might as well go to the church. Do you perchance want to read those?
Terribilis est locus iste. Terrible is something.
Can. Well, let's go in, if we can. Whoa, this is quite dark. I don't know.
That's weird. They've got a devil holding up the holy water bowl. At least I think it's a holy water bowl.
And do you say anything about this?
Parce signe tu les vaincras. Okay, I have no idea what that means. That's weird.
Oh.
They've got a devil holding up the holy water bowl. At least I think it's a holy...
Are you interested of tracing their hands?
Those angels' gestures might not be what they appear. Let me see if I can figure it out.
This is one interesting part, that this is again something Grace does and Gabriel does. The simple the tilde square, I think we need that in the computer thing, but it's still a little bit and it makes a little bit sense with Grace.
It's a tilted square.
But still, really don't know if it makes any sense with
Jesus
Gabriel.
being baptized.
Or I might be actually forgetting something. We will find out.
Saint Roche. Never heard of him.
What about Germain?
Saint Germain. No, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh yeah, this is a different, interesting difference that
Saint Anthony the Hermit.
at least Gabriel remembers something, but as he said, he is of course raised as a Catholic.
It's Mary Magdalene, patron saint of the church.
And I think we can take finally these brochures. Yes. Let's look at the brochure if we can.
It's a pamphlet from St. Mary Magdalene's.
Oh, pamphlet, sorry. Welcome to St. Mary Magdalene Church. By 1646, when significant restoration was 23 or...
It's a pamphlet from St. Mary Magdalene's.
Okay. When the significant restoration was done to this building, a church had stood on this site for centuries. When Abbe Berenger Saunier arrived in 1885, the church was once again in a serious disrepair. During early labors, a discovery was made under the altar stone, a discovery which led to great wealth for the Abbe. The story of Saunier can be found at the Rennes-le-Chateau Museum and in many books. By the end of his life, Saunier had restored this church in a colorful, expensive and unorthodox manner of his own design. Some feel he may have hidden clues to the secret of his wealth in the church decorations. The sunlight phenomenon. On July 22nd of each year, the feast day of Saint Mary Magdalene, if one stands at the church at dawn and turns towards Château de Blanchefort, the sun will rise directly over the ruins, forming a straight line of light between the two. There are those who claim the alignment and consecration of this site, and others in the valley were plotted long ago, perhaps even by the early Celtic inhabitants.
I can't scan that into Sydney.
No, you can't really.
That bit about the sunrise line is interesting.
That is.
That bit about the sunrise line is interesting.
I think it's something we need later. The Devil and the Four Angels. The devil in the church draws as much attention as all other elements combined. What was Abbe Saunier's purpose? Some have linked the devil to demon Asmodeus, others to Cathar idea of Rex Mundi, king of the world. Some tie him to the armchair of the devil nearby, still others to Satan himself, as the sign above proclaims, by this sign shall you conquer him. Interesting, they said it, but anyways. The Latin on the four angels, Parce signe tu vaincras, can be translated by this sign shall you conquer him it, or by this sign shall you win him if. Oh, is that Latin? Then it would be Parce signe tu vaincras. At least in Antique Latin. Anyways, the four angels themselves are classical Catholic motif, showing the position of the hands during genuflection. Though some have argued that these angels might not refer to genuflection, but to some secret direction or shape. I had to check, the passe signe tu vancar is, well, it's translated from Latin. It's, of course, in hoc signo vinces, by the sign you shall conquer, or something like that. Which is, of course, Constantine the Great and whatnot. But we are not going to the history at the moment, and I promised I will not try to translate anything because my skill is not good enough for that anymore, and it will take too much time. Saint Roche. Saint Roche, along with Saint Germain, is one of the regional saints in the church. Roche was son of the governor of Montpellier. He went to Rome and cared for plague victims, curing many miraculously. He is invoked against pestilence and plague and is the patron saint of invalids. Saint Mary Magdalene. The Magdalene statue is depicted with a cross made of branches. The silver vase of healing balm with which she washed Jesus' feet and skull at the saint's feet. I'm sorry if I'm reading it wrong. The oddity of this statue lies in its unusual juxtaposition of Magdalene and the skull, a relationship uncommon in religious art. Interestingly, there are 3 other Magdalene statues with skulls in 3 other churches in the area. Saint Just et Le Bézou, Bugarag, and Kostausa. I'm pronouncing those horribly wrong, most likely. So I do apologize. Those are something we probably do need.
4 Magdalene statues with skulls. I wonder what that could mean. Maybe the town names are significant.
Let's see that.
4 Magdalene statues with skulls. I wonder what that could mean. Maybe the town names are significant.
As you can see, this is not like in Darkness Within, where you have to underline proper words or whatnot. Grace actually says this is the important part. I don't think this is as important. There might be a time when we need that information, but I think this is something we need later. But anyways, Saint Anthony of Padua. Saint Anthony of Padua was a Franciscan monk who focused his ministry on heretics. The statue depicts a vision he had of the infant Christ. The lily represents purity. I can't even speak anymore. In keeping with his conversion of the heretics, he is the patron saint of lost items. Saint Joseph and the Virgin with infants. Behind the altar can be seen the Holy Family, Saint Joseph with infant and the Virgin with infant. Some have speculated on the oddity of there being 2 infants depicted between the saints instead of 1. How odd. Saint Mary Magdalene altar. The altar repeats elements found in the Magdalene statue and adds new one. The Magdalene appears to be in a cave. At her knees is a skull, and she gazes fixedly upon a slight cross made from branches. But on this cross, one can see a new living twig growing forth. Could this refer to living offshoot of Christianity or ... and question
All this
mark.
stuff is interesting, but I'm not sure how to use it.
Not yet. Saint Anthony of the Hermit, Lermit, something like that. Saint Anthony with a book and a staff. Saint Anthony, circa 468 Anno Domini, longed for a life of quiet meditation, but he was forced to move to ever more remote locales to escape his growing followers. He finally fled to Lorence, Gaul, also in the Languedoc, and there he died. Saint Germain. Germain is a local saint from Pibrac. Again, I have no idea how to pronounce this. France. Her stepmother starved her, beat her, and forced her to live with the sheep. Despite this cruelty and increasing illness, Germain remained loving and prayerful. The statue depicts an incident in which Germaine was caught by her stepmother smuggling something in her apron. The mother grabbed at the apron and found it contained flowers, though it was the dead of winter. Germaine claimed they were from God. She is the patron saint of abused children and poverty. Saint John the Baptist and Jesus. Jesus, as he is being anointed by his cousin the Baptist, gazes placidly downwards. The Sermon on the Mount. Crowning the apse is large bas relief of the Beatitudes sermon. The Sermon on the Mount. Many have pointed out the incongruity of the bag of gold and the roses strewn on the hill. The church floor. The black and white alternating squares of the church floor have been much debated. Some have linked the tiles to the heretical Cathar notion of duality. Though Sonia would have been familiar with Cathar beliefs, there's no reason to assume he himself expounded on them.
All this stuff is interesting, but I'm not sure how to use it.
And, yeah, I think we went
I don't think that would accomplish anything.
through that. So, first things first, I do hope that I didn't really mangle that badly every pronunciation. And yes, I'll try to contain my feeble attempts to translate anything. Anyways. Well, almost an hour episode and we haven't done anything yet except a little bit of computer work and reading. But yeah. What am I missing? We can't go... Can I scan those papers?
That's our room.
Yes, that is. Let's go inside. Because there was the option to... Or did I... Oh. What am I missing? Okay, there's the pamphlet. Can I...
I can't scan that into Sydney.
Okay. Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was a follower of Jesus during his lifetime. She was the sister of Lazarus, whom Jesus raised from the dead, and Martha. According to St. Luke, she was the notorious sinner, and the tradition has gradually woven that into a reputation for prostitution, though no direct reference to this is made in the New Testament. Actually, that's a translation error, because Mary is quite often... It's a normal name in that area. There were a few Marys, and, well, long story short, it's a translation error. At least that's what I was taught about it. I'm not saying that's not the truth, but yeah. Anyways, I promise not to go delving with the history. The most famous story involving Mary Magdalene is the tale how she washed Jesus' feet with her tears, dried them with the hair, and anointed them with balm. For this, Jesus praised her love of God. The Gospels also have Mary Magdalene present at Jesus' crucifixion and at the empty tomb when the angels announce his resurrection. After the crucifixion, it is said that Mary sailed to the shores of southern France. Her body is believed to rest in church near Marseille. Okay, that is interesting. Can I get the... I can open.
It's a pamphlet from St. Mary Magdalene's.
Yes, yes. You are correct. Oh, I think I have to pay for the... Yeah, that's what I need to do. But before we do that... Can I...
It's a pamphlet from St. Mary Magdalene's.
This. Can I... find anything... Bukarak. Nothing found. Okay. Oh, exit. I think we need to go and pay for the trip. Oh.
It is time to start. Follow me, s'il vous plaît.
Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry.
Can everyone see? Oui? Good. The tomb and the hill across the road are believed to be the models for the tomb in a painting by Nicolas Poussin. This painting, Les Bergères d'Arcadie, is a key element in the mystery of Rennes-le-Chateau. It is said to be one of 3 paintings that Saunière had copied from the Louvre after his discovery of the parchments. The other 2 paintings were a painting of a pope, which has since been lost, and a David Teniers painting of Saint Anthony. Unfortunately, Teniers did several Saint Anthony paintings, and it is unclear which one drew Saunière's eye. Poussin painted Les Bergères in 1640. He may well have known about the local mystery, for he was born in nearby Gisors and was involved with occult and anti-monarchy elements. Several authors have theorized that there are hidden messages in these 3 paintings. If Poussin's painting has a hidden message, could its resemblance to this exact location be part of that message? And finally, how does the phrase "et in Arcadia et go" tie into the mystery? These words are written on the tomb in Poussin's painting. They translate roughly as, "and in Arcadia I..." Arcadia was a pastoral paradise represented in art and music of the 17th century. Because the words are written on a tomb, the phrase is commonly thought to mean that death exists even in paradise, and yet... Yes? The way it is worded is not the complete thought, or even proper Latin. So what does the phrase mean? Perhaps only Poussin himself and Saunière knew the answer. Look around and take some pictures if you like. We leave in a few minutes.
Okay, I think I heard something. Right, and let's check this
I
first.
should find out more about that painting.
Yes.
The tomb is supposed to be the model for a painting by Poussin.
We definitely need that painting.
I met him last night. His name's Emilio Baza. He's, doodling or something.
Actually, he's not. Can I make a note of that? With sketchbook, I think, or...
Emilio wrote some. Huh. Some. Either he's really into math or he got interrupted.
I think I can make a note of it. Yes. because I'm almost certain
He looks preoccupied.
it's connected for the Latin phrase et in Arcadia ego sum.
They're busy. They're busy.
I could be wrong. I'm not totally certain, but that could be it.
Hey, Mose.
Hey, Grace. Fun times, huh?
Sure. Great. No thanks. I'll wait until his tongue is inside his mouth.
It would be actually funny if we could see his tongue out, but maybe not. Maybe not.
How are you, Signore Bukeli?
Fine, Miss Nakimura. Enjoying yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I find this whole treasure enigma really fascinating.
Well, aren't you overjoyed? And
Somehow, I don't think he's looking for birds.
no, he's quite adamant to using binoculars. I think he's trying to find something. I have to be extra careful not to
I'm
miss.
not sure what I'd say to him at the moment.
Well, can I talk to her?
The source of all knowledge. She must have actually read a book or two to get this job.
Or
Attention! Let us continue.
hopefully I didn't miss anything.
This hill is known as Roc Blanc, or White Rock. Here at the top are the ruins of Chateau de Blanchefort. The Blancheforts were an important family of local nobles. Their name ties into the history of the Templars and the Cathars and into the mystery of Rennes-le-Chateau itself. The chateau that stood here was in Templar hands from 1132 to 1180. The ruins provide a wonderful view of the valley and have figured into several of the geometry-related theories about the Rennes treasure.
Indeed.
We will stop here for a few moments. Please take advantage of the view. From here one can see Mont Cardu, Rennes in the distance, and the whole valley.
Okay, I'm gonna make wait. Oh, right. I was pressing escape, so it most jumped away. Actually, that wasn't my intention. But I somehow try to press escape to find
Estelle, feet in the water. Do you see? Yes, I do see. Oh, it's so imposing. It must be the presence. And Blanchefort must be what is meant by the windows of the ruined house. Of course. How marvellous. And what about the red serpent?
Red serpent? Did you say red serpent?
No. No, we weren't talking about a red serpent. Not at all. I said Sir-Plant. I was talking about, yes, Sir Ed Plant. He's a friend of ours.
Don't be ridiculous. You were talking about Le Serpent Rouge. Is that a copy?
Right. Who's got a copy of Le Serpent Rouge?
There is no such document.
How would you know, Vittorio?
Really? Estelle has no such thing.
Where did you get it?
I heard there was only a couple of copies.
No, look, perhaps I did say red serpent, but we were merely discussing the document. We don't have it. Well, for heaven's sake, are you going to search the poor woman?
Maybe we should. Right, Madeleine?
Back off, Wilkes. I was only curious.
well, that escalated quite quickly, and they are really hiding something. And I think it's something we need. maybe. So, anyways, again, you are making notes, you are using binoculars, you're just sitting there, Moses is there. Let's talk.
Those two are definitely up to something.
You don't say.
Good morning, ladies.
Grace, isn't it? Look, Estelle, isn't she just as cute as a button? She is. Yes, of course, she's with that Knight fellow. He's obviously the worst sort of man.
Obviously.
Lily, don't upset the poor girl.
Oh, don't worry about me. Ugh, worst sort. I could not agree with you more. So, are you enjoying the tour?
Oh, yes.
What about Le Serpent Rouge?
I overheard you with Magdalene. What is the Le Serpent Rouge?
No offense, dear, but I couldn't bear to speak on the subject another moment. Such brass that French hussy has. I knew she'd upset you. People are just out to rob you, steal you blind. It's a brutal business. You're not trying to have your way with us, are you, dear?
Me? Oh, no, of course not.
Well.
Those two are
Yes, they are. Right. Okay, let's talk with Magdalene.
Hello, Magdalene.
Hello, Miss Nakamura.
You can call me Grace.
Hmm.
Interesting lecture.
Thank you.
And what about the Le Serpent Rouge?
So, you are the tour guide, right? Tell me, what is Le Serpent Rouge?
It's a pamphlet containing a riddle.
And it's hard to find a copy, I take it.
That is right. It was deposited into la Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. According to French law, every written document must be deposited. But then it disappeared. The rumor is that the authors who wrote the riddle died mysteriously.
Interesting. And what about you?
Ah, Signora Bukele, hello. Great view, huh?
Yes, my child. Very pretty.
Do you know anything about Le Serpent Rouge?
Have you heard of Le Serpent Rouge before, Signora Bukele?
Oh, Miss Nakimura. Le Serpent Rouge is a fiction, like most of the riddles and so-called parchments surrounding Rennes-le-Chateau. You know, I wouldn't pollute my head with it.
Well, I still want to know more about it, and you are acting strange.
There he goes with those binocs again.
Yes. It's like he's searching something. Oh.
Say, do you know anything about Le Serpent Rouge?
Yes, it is an interesting piece. Or so I've heard. Lovely day, isn't it?
Well, that's a way to change the subject. Or you are worried and you have something more important to do. Maybe. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's really got that beefcake thing down, doesn't he? Fortunately, I'm a vegetarian.
Good
morning, Mr. Wilkes.
Call me John, love. You're here with that American, aren't you?
Yeah, it's Nakamura, by the way. Ms.
Right, missy. I got you.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Wilkes, you seem to know something about this Les Serpents Rouges thing.
Fair dinkum, love. It's some pamphlet. Supposed to have clues about the treasure in it.
You don't seem to be too interested in it.
Ah, there are all kind of red herrings in this thing. Lots of bullshit, pardon my French. Me, I already got it all figured. So I don't give a toss.
Well, aren't you confident one?
You have it all figured out. Uh-huh. You know where the treasure is, then.
Just watch and learn, girlie. Watch and learn.
Wait, what? What is this? Flirt. What? I hate myself.
You know, I'm not exactly with Mr. Knight.
Ah, it's like that, is it?
That's right. I've heard you have some interesting equipment.
You bet, doll. You know, I've never had me an Asian girl before.
Oh. You don't know what you're missing.
Maybe we should get together later. You can show me.
Sure. You bet. Later. Ugh.
Yeah, let's just say that's really awkward. But I have to do that because we need something from his
Those two are definitely up to something.
room. Unfortunately, that means I have to do stupid things. Ah, but you.
Oh. Emilio seems to like the view.
Yes, he seems. He likes the view almost everywhere.
It's a nice view, isn't it, Mr. Baza?
Lovely, yes.
Have you been in this area before?
No, I haven't dared make such a long trip. What about yourself?
No, it's my first time in France.
Ah.
And, well, you really weren't that particularly interested about Le Serpent Rouge.
Say, do you know anything about Le Serpent Rouge?
Yes, I have seen this document.
Really? Do you have a copy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help you.
Oh.
Mostly.
Mosley hasn't changed a bit.
No, his body is, well, I don't know. Potato, turnip, whatever. Let's have a little discussion, you and I. What about Gabriel?
So, you spent some time with your old pal yesterday, huh?
We talked.
I figured. You know, Gabriel and I, we've been pretty close. I mean, working together and everything.
I know you have, but if I were you, I wouldn't.
What?
You know, Gabe. He's such a. He's kind of a.
Did he say something about me?
No. I just know Gabe. That's all. You know, there's lots of really great guys out there. Nice guys.
Gabriel's changed a lot, Mose.
Really? Really? Yeah, it's great then. You know, that's good.
Yeah. Grace is like, what, Louis XIV chair, very nice chair, but then Gabe has all these IKEA chairs, and it really doesn't go with the IKEA, and a lot of problem. Yeah. Anyways, and what about you, Mosley?
How did you get into the Rennes-le-Chateau mystery anyway? I never heard of it.
I saw the ad for the tour. It just kind of jumped up and bit me.
Oh.
And about the Le Serpent Rouge?
Hey, Mose, do you know anything about that document they were arguing about? Le Serpent Rouge?
Le Serpent Rouge? Never heard of it. But wasn't there something about Moulin Rouge?
You mean Moulin Rouge? No, that was a cabaret, Mose. And a painting by Toulouse-Lautrec.
Oh. Probably not related then.
Probably not. Very astute. And what about the treasure?
So, you never told me what you thought about the treasure.
As a matter of fact, I do have a few ideas, you know.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, I have some really insightful, but maybe I shouldn't.
What?
Nothing final, that is. Say, why don't we have dinner tonight? Just, you and me. We could, talk about it.
What about Gabriel?
Gabe's not into the treasure thing.
Oh, okay. It's probably best not to talk around the others anyway.
Right. What you thinking about?
Just wondering what Gabriel's up to.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, that music and video. I have no control over those. So, but anyways, I think this is a perfect part to end. I know. It was quite slow episode, and there will be a few more slower episodes, unfortunately, because, like I said, Grace is more about treasure and research, and Gabriel is more action. There are few exceptions, of course, but yeah, I think this is a nice little slower episode in between, and well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.